Hey, Casas Adobes, Pastor John here. You probably can't hear me with that on, but Pastor John here. And it is so wonderful to be here today because I am going to tell you about what we are doing Sunday in Fun Day School. So, we have an interesting story, this time about Moses, and it is a story about the people of Israel getting sick. There was a pandemic. Everybody was feeling sick. And so what Moses did, he talked to God, and God said, you know what? Lift up. And this is going to sound kind of weird, but he said, make a snake, a serpent out of bronze, and lift it up so that everyone can see it. And then everyone who sees it will be healed. And so Moses does what he said he would do, and he lifted it up, and lo and behold, there was healing. So this is kind of an unusual story because it's like, what is God saying? You know, looking at serpents does not make us uh, all better. And in fact, if it were that easy, I think with this pandemic, we would be lifting up snakes all over the place, especially here in Arizona. But it doesn't work that way. But what it is we need to think about what example do we set, okay? In the old ancient times, snakes were a symbol of healing and a symbol of wisdom. And so, and even today, if you ever, knock on wood, if you ever get bitten by a rattlesnake, the cure for the rattlesnake is rattlesnake venom. They make an anti-venom out of the venom of a rattlesnake. So the healing for a rattlesnake bite is anti-venom. Same thing too with COVID. They play around with the RNA, and in old times they used to take a little bit of the virus that was making people sick and just inject a little bit into somebody. Not enough to make them fully sick, but just enough so your body can start healing. The technology nowadays is a little different, and they kind of work with like sort of sticking RNA into the lines of molecules and stuff. This is why I'm in theology and not in science. Anyway, the point is just a little bit of what's ailing you is able to cure you. So when you're feeling horrible and people are getting you down and you're feeling unloved, when you're feeling sick in your heart, what is the cure? What is the cure for people? Well, the cure for people is people. This is where the healing comes in, okay? We are images of God. We do God's work in the world. And so when Moses raised up that snake, the image of the snake, and people looked on it, he's sort of lifting up an image of God's healing. And that's what we can be. We can be images of God's healing. And so we're going to talk about that this Sunday, how we can act as healers. I know one way I can act as a healer. I can wear my mask. I'm actually wearing 2 masks. And so I will see you Sunday. Mr. Patrick is teaching. We will talk more about your role in being a healer and doing the work of God. And in the meantime, I want you to be well, I want you to be safe, and of course, be a blessing. Peace.